Hello, hello, and welcome to Awaken Your Human Design. My name is Moni. This is Danny. And today we're going back to some basics. We're going back to authority and we're going to go through them and just talk about them and see what we can find out and share with you, lovelies.
It's such a good idea, really, just to step right back into authority. And not tell you the truth, I forget exactly to what degree we've already covered authority. I know we've done stuff on it, but I mean, all we're going to do is just talk about authority and then keep in mind everything we've sort of been talking about so far, sort of concluded at a larger level.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like we're always going to be revisiting the same things over and over and in different ways. And we're always going to have new people who don't know too much about it, who haven't seen our older stuff. So it'll always be interesting. And especially like strategy and authority are like your base main things where I often tell people it's like if you don't remember anything else I say, it's just like learn your strategy and authority, play with these two things, and that'll take you pretty far. So it's always good to revisit, I figure. And if you're interested in booking a reading with either Danny or myself, check out the QR code above me or the link is down in the description box below. And you can use code AWAKEN for 10% off. So check that out. We can hang out, talk about your chart, and get into some good stuff. And also, if you've been getting a lot out of our episodes of videos and everything we've been teaching, check out the donate QR code above. The link is also down in the description box below if you'd like to help encourage us and support us. And we very much appreciate you. So, thank you to everyone who is watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, hanging out with us. We love having you, and let's get into it. Starting off, we're going to talk about authority and what is this concept of authority in human design. And so, this is how to make individually correct decisions. We are all conditioned to seek approval and authority outside of ourselves, and we're tempted to make decisions from the mind. But we all have a trustworthy personal authority on the inside to rely on to make choices. And when we intentionally practice strategy and authority to align with our unique geometry, subsequently, our genetic makeup, our reason for incarnating, and our uniqueness all express through us as our true self, and things naturally fall into place.
Yeah, it's that naturally falling into place part that is the hardest thing in a way, because you're always waiting for it to naturally fall in place. And there's every reason in the world, so you think, to get nervous, to get scared, to let your mind run away, all the things that pull us away from our nature. But this place inside of you, this thing that you are, that literally tells you the reliability of the actual decision you're about to make and how you're going to feel about it afterwards, right? And how it's going to affect your capacity to empower things for yourself and to share what's right for you to share, and all of the above. If you're emotional, it's one way. If you're sacral, it's one way. And these are ways you can see. And that's why it refers to this genetic makeup, because as we know, human design keynotes the genetic material below that bubbles up to the surface to become the life we live. So this inner authority stuff is going to be good.
And it's like if you think of it as life as a series of decisions, it's like a series of forks in the road of are you going to go left, are you going to go right? Because it's going to be drastically different which direction you go. If you go left, you make this decision, you do this, you study this in school, you go this career, you go right, you do a whole different form of study and education and career and whatnot. And like those are two completely different life paths. And so, how do we know how to decide on that? Some people it's like make the gut decision and follow your instincts, and other people it's like no, 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 they got to sleep on it. And there's so many little different nuances on
In
how we
between,
can, yeah, in
yeah,
between, on like how we can learn for us, because my decision making is very different than yours, is very different than somebody else's. And so this way that we can make it unique to us, where it's not just a one size fits all, it's so very specific. And if we can tune that in for ourselves, that will lead us to better lives, as well as understanding that other people have a different authority, decision making strategy. And then, we can maybe be a bit more compassionate to like, why can't they tell me right away, or whatever it might be.
there's one for you. How come they don't know right away? How come they're making me wait? Stuff like that. Absolutely. Nope. Authority is just very important that everyone recognize, and it's especially, and I can't say only, but it's very just so much directly related into the act of the decision. Not the necessarily feeling about it beforehand, not any mental concerns before you got to a decision that whatever suddenly brought you off track from your strategy and authority, but the actual moment of the decision that this authority is there to tell you its correctness. Imagine that. Imagine that. And then you keep a scorecard, by the way, for a year or for a month. And I promise you, the ones that follow your strategy and authority are the ones that you're like, I want that to guide my life. And the ones that don't are like, oh my God, that's how I got here.
So
Who's going to do that? That's a real, I'm not, I'm totally not even going to follow my own advice because I know I won't. I'm going to forget. But for anyone who can, please.
yeah, and the idea of like how it feels in your body. Does it feel good or does it feel like "Nyeh," and all like glitchy and weird? Like we know when we're flowing. We know when you're like everything is lining up and it just going so good and you're flowing with the universe compared to when you're trying to make it happen or you agreed to something that you're like, "Oh, I shouldn't have agreed to that." And it feels glitchy and jagged and it's like the circuitry isn't just flowing, it's like edgy and it's spiky. It doesn't feel good. And learning how to tune into that as a signpost.
It's also not at full capacity. Measure that too. It's never at full capacity when it's not you. Count on that.
As our conclusion, authority is our body's unspoken wisdom, guiding decisions not by logic alone, but by the rhythm of your inner algorithm. In a world of noise, honoring your authority turns hesitation into harmony, effort into ease, and choices into alignment.
That last part where in a world of, the world that where the noise is away and basically you're honoring your authority and tuning out that noise, this last statement is just a plain truism. It's a truism. It does. It literally turns this thing that makes us constantly hold back, and it allows us to see with such greater ease that there's a reliable spot inside of me that as soon as I start seeing it, I can go back to it over and over again, and I can quit this dang mysterious guesswork that has been plaguing me my whole life. Inner authority, authority in general. And as you learn your strategy, you'll recognize strategy and authority, they go together, and suddenly you're starting to recognize yourself as an awake being, not an afraid being.
If you'd like to book a reading with either Danny or myself, check out the QR code above, or I have the link down in the description box below. You can use code AWAKEN for 10% off your reading. So check that out, hang out with us, ask us questions about your chart and anything you got going on. We'd love to talk to you. Also, if you've been getting a lot out of our shows, you've been learning a whole lot, you get a whole human design education here, and you'd like to support us and encourage us, check out our QR code above for our donation link. That's also down in the description box below. And we thank you very, very much.
You've got yourself inner authority, man. Take this, play it back, send it to your friends, and thank you very much, right?
Thank you, Danny. Thank you to everyone who is watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, hanging out with us. We love having you. Thank you for being with us while we grow, and we will catch you next week for another episode.
Till the next time, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.